So we have here some other sample problems, and we have here the first one, x minus 5 to the power of 3 and x squared minus y squared to the power of 3. So let's first start with number 1. So x minus 5 to the power of 3. So the first term is x, and then the second would be negative 5. Okay, and our normal convention would be to put these blanks, so the first, second, third, and then the fourth. So we have to cube the first and then this part here. So we have your x to the power of 3, and then for the last part, negative 5 to the power of 3. So the same thing with what we did earlier, that we can, or we need to cube the first and also the last part here. So x cubed and then negative 5 cubed, which would also be equal to 100 or negative 125. So for the second term, we need to once again bring down the exponent 3 times this one. So x to the power of 2 and then times negative 5. So for the third term, we need to bring down 3 again, then times x. Since we've already squared this in the second term, we need to square negative 5 this time. So there you go. So we need to simplify x cubed plus, so negative 5 times 3 would be negative 15, then times x squared, so negative 15 x squared. And for the third term, we have negative 5 squared, that would be 25. Okay, so not negative 25, but rather 25. So 25 times 3 would be 75 times x. So we would be having 75x. Then negative 5 cubed would be negative 125 as listed here. Alright, so even before starting this, you need to at least solve it first so you would understand. So let's have the second one. So x squared minus y squared cubed. So uh, x squared, so write everything to the power of 3 plus, don't forget, write down, bring down 3, then x squared, then you square, then times negative y squared. So we're done with the second term. Then for the third term, bring down 3 again. Then since we're done squaring this part here, so it will be the turn for negative y squared. And then plus negative y squared to the power of 3. So let's try to simplify things a bit. So we know by rules or by the law of exponents that we can just multiply this. So don't add, you need to multiply. So this would be x to the power of 2 times 3, or which would be x to the power of 6. And the same thing here. So we have here 3 times 2. So we would obviously be getting negative, let me have it here, negative y to the power of 6. So if you have problems with the negative sign here, so when you have negative 1 to the power of 3, that would always be negative 1. Alright, so, and for this part here, this would be equal to uh, x 2 times 2, that will be 4. So bring down 3 and then negative y squared. So negative y squared. And for this part here, let's choose another color. So this would be equal to negative 3 times x squared, then negative y squared squared. This would obtain, or this would get y to the power of 4. So what we have here would be 3x squared y4. So we need to sum up everything. So we have the final answer would be, let's have x to the power of 6 uh, minus 3x4 y squared, then plus 3x squared y to the power of 4, then negative y to the power of 6. Okay, and let me just think of another problem that will be number 3. So we have 1 minus x cubed. So this looks like negative 1 or x minus 1 to the power of 3, but yeah, let's just forget about that for now. So same drill. 1 to the power of 3, then for the middle term, put down 3, then double 1, then negative x. For the third term, put down 3 again, since we're done squaring the first, which will be 1, so it will be the turn for negative x to be squared. So 1, then negative x squared plus negative x to the power of 3. So you have to be careful and make sure that the first and the last terms would have or would be raised to the power of 3. So simplifying further, 1 to the power of 3 would just be equal to 1. Then negative 3x minus 3x squared, and then negative x cubed. So this would be the final answer. Alright, so once again, there will be a doubling or the squaring effect in the second. Let me just choose another one. In the second and in the third. So when you want to cube, it would be in the first and the last term. So just to sum it all up a bit, so when you have this kind of example, you would be getting four terms, so not 3 terms unless otherwise stated. So this would just be a shortcut. So a shortcut means you don't have to go through the grueling process of 1 minus x times 1 minus x. Then the answer would have to be multiplied again to 1 minus x. So it's a very tedious process. Alright, so that's all for today. Have a wonderful day. Bye.